This is the Ottawa Senators Outlook. Here is your host, Jack Henry.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Ottawa Senators Outlook. I'm your host Jack. This is my recap reaction to the Vancouver Canucks game. So let's get right to it. So the Senators, they came away with a 5-4 victory in overtime. So they have won 6 games in a row for the first time since 2017. So this one gave me a heart attack. Probably at least 5 of them, to be honest with you. We thought the Flames game was an ugly win. Yeah, wait until you see this one. Anyways, the goaltending matchup, before I begin with anything, was Levi Merilainen versus Kevin Lankinen. And you saw 2 different goaltenders between him and Olmark in play tonight. And it's pretty chaotic, to say the least. Anyways, let's get to the first period. Claude Giroux scores his 8th of the year to make it 1-0 in favor of the Senators. And then Shane Pinto scores his 5th to make it 2-0 Ottawa. But then in the final 2 minutes, Brock Besser scores his 9th to make it 2-1 Senators. And then with 18 seconds left, Quinn Hughes scores his 9th to tie it up at 2. So after the first period, it is 2-2. In the second period, Shane Pinto scores his 6th in the second of the game to make it 3-2 Ottawa. Jake DeBrusk with his 15th of the year to tie it up at 3. And then Josh Norris, his 13th of the year, short-handed to make it 4-3 in favor of Ottawa after the second period. In the third period, Brock Besser scores his 10th to make it 4-4. And then 15 seconds in overtime, Jake Sanderson scores his 2nd. And that's their final score, 5-4. So as I said, the goaltending matchup was Levi Merilainen versus Kevin Lankinen. And both goalies, yeah, they weren't great, to say the least. Levi Merilainen, I do think there were a couple of goals that he let in that maybe he could have saved. And I'll just say this for Travis Green. This was a gamble, to say the least. It was a big risk putting Levi Merilainen in when Linus Ullmark was riding the hot hand for, I would say, 3.5 weeks. So putting him in, giving him a little bit of rest, which I do agree with in a sense, but I kind of would have, if I were the coach, I probably would have put him in this game just because, let's be real, I don't know if we're going to beat Edmonton tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. But putting Levi Merilainen in was a huge risk, but it did pay off. So he got the win. It wasn't a pretty win, but at the end of the day, we'll take it because with this, we've won 6 in a row. We are now 18-13-2, so we are 5 games over 500. I don't remember the last time we have been that high over 500. I think the 2022-23 Senators were the only DJ Smith era Senators that went over 500, and I even think they were like only like 4 games over, so they're 5 right now. You love to see it from the Senators. They're finding ways to win, and this is what good teams do. They find ways to win. So Vancouver, with the overtime loss, they fall to 16-10-7, and I'll just say this, their locker room, yikes, because all the big reports with Elias Pettersson and JT Miller, the beef going on there. We'll see what happens with that, but you could definitely tell it's taken a toll on the rest of the room, the coaching staff, and the front office. So, listen, I'm not a Canucks fan. I'm not an inside guy for the Vancouver Canucks, but hopefully all of that gets resolved because both of them are really phenomenal players. But if you're a Canucks fan, I mean, what do you do? So, anyways, going back to the Senators here, they have a game against the Oilers. Olmark's most likely going to start that. But, again, they're just finding ways to win, and I like it. So, they go to Edmonton, and then they're off for the rest of the midweek. They play next Saturday against the Winnipeg Jets. So, all I'll say is keep it rolling for one more game, and then you get the Christmas break off, and then you come back for the Winnipeg Jets game. So, we'll see what happens with it. The Senators, I'm very impressed with it. They showed a lot of resilience. They came away with a very ugly win, and much uglier than the Calgary Flames game, in my opinion. Also, one thing to note, Michael Amadio got hurt in the middle of the game after a hit from Vincent Desharnais. His head got slammed along into the boards, and hopefully he's all right. On top of that, the officiating, to say the least, was very questionable on both sides. Claude Giroux getting that interference call, which I thought was a bunch of baloney. But, hey, we got the win, and that's all that matters. I'm not complaining at all anymore. So, my preview for the Oilers game is going to come out a lot later, to say the least. Right now, it is 1:44 when I'm recording this, so I was able to take a few minutes off, and then I'm here recording this recap right after the Vancouver Canucks game. So probably tomorrow, later in the morning, I will have my preview video for the Oilers game. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So give me your thoughts on this one, because there's a lot to unravel from this. And I also have a very special video coming out tomorrow talking about the Buffalo Sabres and their 13-game losing streak. I'm very excited to record it. I'm looking forward to giving you my thoughts on it. And if you're a Sens fan, you're not going to want to miss it. So anyways, like and subscribe. But for now, this is Jack the Outsiders Outlook, and go Sens go.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Ottawa Senators Outlook. For more of this podcast, click on the videos on the left and subscribe by clicking on the icon on the right. Thank you.